Welcome in here today for our first post-game press conference here with Ferris State University. Head coach Andy Bronkema, DeSean, Munson, and Ethan Erickson. Coach, we're going to start with you and your thoughts on the game.
Well, it's hard to wrap your mind around what just happened just because there were so many ebbs and flows and so many runs and momentum changes. But the biggest thing was we stayed the course. We gave ourselves a shot at the end, and we made a couple plays, ended up forcing overtime, took a deep breath, and won it in overtime. But in order to do that, you have to have a lot of players staying focused throughout, mistakes, fouls, big plays, momentum, questionable plays, confusing plays. And I give the credit to our guys just for staying as poised as they did, just enough. And I think we can even get better. I always think we can get better, but they stayed the course. And that said, UIndy, it's amazing. Sports are amazing because they really did too. And they made all the big plays. They just needed one more play. If the shot goes in at the end for them, they're feeling great, and that's what sports are all about, and that's why it's just people love them. There's a competitive playing field, with even rules, and you do battle, and the team that's better that day gets to win. And we're moving on to the Sweet 16. I'm proud of this team for doing that, and we're focused on trying to win this regional, which means there's one more game for us. So we're gonna enjoy this and be happy about it, but then we're gonna turn the page and look forward to playing the next game and seeing if we can get one more.
All right. Floor's now open for questions.
DeSean, maybe talk about playing against some of the size they had inside and how challenging that was against some of the big guys that they put on the floor.
Yeah, like Coach said, just the consistency of it, staying together, staying the course, battling the frustration of that. It's obviously frustrating when you're out there and you're trying and you are getting called for things that you feel like you're not doing, or pretty obvious. So, like Coach said, this is the consistency of that, maintaining the course and just staying together as a team. And I had my teammates; they helped me a lot. They brought me up when I was down a little bit. 2 early fouls in the first 4 or 5 minutes. So, just staying with it.
Ethan, how about for you? Been in the program the last couple of years. When you guys made it to the NCAA tournament, to get past the second game and move on to the regional final, what does that mean?
It means a lot because it almost felt like deja vu every year, and even when you're down, you just got to get that thought out of your head. I think we were down 16 at one point. We just all believed in each other and we got it done.
Coach, outside of a big game from Ethan Erickson off the bench, Ben Davidson only scored 9 points in the first half. Ben scores the rest to get to a team-high 25, including a huge 3 in overtime, as well as in the final minutes of the second half. So talk to me a bit about his contribution to this team so far in this month of March.
Well, look, Ben's been with me a long time, right? 6 years, and if we were to go through just our history together alone, we'd have some laughs, some tears, some really proud moments. So this is another proud moment, and he's representing the Bulldogs really well. And he's got his degree from Ferris State, and he's going to be out there, with a teaching job, and he's going to become a coach, and he's going to make us proud there too. But right now his run's not over, and if you pay attention, or if you look in the record books of Ferris State, his name's in there, and he's got well over 1,500 points in his career. And it wasn't because he had a super fast start. And he's just stuck with it, stayed the course. He's a story that you want to tell incoming recruits, people that maybe are struggling, a little injury, or they're not in the rotation right away, because look at what he's done, just sticking with it. I mean, even to a point where there was an office conversation of, should he go back home and play some junior college to get this thing rolling? And we said, no way. Let's just stick it out here and look at him, right? 25 points, big shots, and some real maturity too, because you really let the game come to him, and he's a scorer for us. But he's been doing that, and it's one thing. Our team is built for anybody to really do that, and our pieces are clicking. We're looking for certain people in certain areas, but the next night it could be somebody else with 20, and that's how we like to play.
Ethan, I'll look ahead now to your game on Tuesday against Lake Superior State, a GLIAC team you guys are familiar with, but a team who's been pretty consistent this tournament in shooting. talk about what you guys have seen so far from that team and what you are expecting to see tomorrow on Tuesday when you play them for the Midwest Regional title.
Yeah, it's kind of like Northern Michigan, like being in the same conference as them. It's kind of weird to play them in the tournament, but I mean, we're used to them and we know what they do. They know what we do, so it's honestly who plays harder. We have to stop their three-point shooters and get their big off the glass, keep them off the glass, and that's about it.
DeSean, piggybacking off of that, he said keep the big off the glass. Today, their two starting forwards scored 20 points, Kingsley Perkins, and 12, while one of their guards, Tyson Edmondson, scored 23 in the game and shot about 56 and 65% inside. So that definitely be your assignment on Tuesday. What are you going to work on and mentally think about as you get prepared for that game to play that team?
Yeah, like Ethan said, just it's about who plays harder at this point. We've played them before. They're in our conference. We're familiar with them. They're familiar with us. So just honestly, the simple things of boxing out, holding that box out, going to pursue the ball after the box out, and just playing good all around. And honestly, just being more physical and playing harder. That's all it is going to be.